2 years I've been working up to never to ask her out. I finally do, and now, who is that guy anyway?
Hey, you want to know your way around Kuwaq Yaku? Just ask me.
Are you the local tour guide?
I know where to go, and who to steer you clear of.
I see.
Best fish is on the dock, obviously. Tacos are best at El Licor de Cerdo, but his beer is piss warm.
I'll watch out for that.
Oh, and Omar, stay away from that guy. You don't need his kind of trouble. Thinks he can just come to town and take what he wants.
Right. Well, I'll be sure to keep an eye out for trouble.
Keep them both open.
Miss Ortiz, your dedication and commitment to the village of Kuwaq Yaku is commendable. However, Porvenir does not accept your charges of responsibility for the terrible state of the village. In fact, the Board of Executives has decided, and your local government representative agrees, if you continue this crusade of slandering our good name, we will have no choice but to take legal action. From the office of Roberto Lavia, Chief Executive Officer, Porvenir.
I know it sounds silly given everything that's happened, but I'd really like to do something special for her birthday.
Silly? Nah, I think it's a great idea. She's done so much for this town, and it'll give everyone a break.
I was thinking maybe a cake?
Where are we going to get a cake?
Make one?
Okay, I'm putting you in charge of that.
I've been doing some research, and I think we might be able to set ourselves up with a homemade refinery. It's going to be a lot of work, though, and I can't do it alone. We'll need to build an oil tank, 1,000-liter capacity. The hull of the ship sunk in the river could be used for the tank. Any volunteers for a salvage mission? We'll need to set up a system to collect the crude. Who wants to be in charge of the bucket brigade? Once we get these things set up, we should be able to make diesel, kerosene, and petrol. Enough to fly the planes and eventually maybe even turn a profit. Looks like this is Abby's family tree. Her family has lived in this village for hundreds of years, and it seems as though she's somehow related to most of the villagers.
Salir a su antojo. Es propiedad privada. Mi propiedad privada. La tormenta se llevó todo. Pero esto aún es mío.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
Sorry, I didn't realize this was a private residence.
Gosh, we lost a lot, but I didn't realize it was that bad.
I really didn't mean to.
I know you didn't. But if you'll excuse us, we have a lot of work to do.
Lord, thank you for grace. Please help us move beyond the hurdles that trip us up, and give us the strength and wisdom to look up and see the hope we run toward in Christ. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Me podría haber lastimado. Mommy, what is that on the island?
There was a beautiful temple there many, many years ago.
Like, before you were born?
Oh, much older. Before your grandfather was even born.
What happened to it?
Time came for it.
That's sad.
But as long as we keep its memory in our hearts and in our voice, it will never really be gone.
Like Grandpa?
Yes, just like Grandpa.
This cast iron conical mold was mainly used throughout the 60s and 70s to shape small gold ingots. Its unique shape causes the gold to settle at the bottom, separating it from impurities. There's no mistaking that bright golden disk. Inti, the most important god of the Inca. He was the god of the sun, protector of the people, and the provider of warmth and light. Some legends also credit him with teaching humans the ways of civilization, and the Incan emperors were either considered his lineal descendants or physical incarnations of Inti on Earth, depending on which emperor you asked.
There used to be a temple on the island over there, but all that's left is a couple crumbled walls.
And one stone pillar, it looks like.
That's more a statue than a pillar. Real intricate work. A college professor came out to study it a few years ago.
Did he tell you what he learned?
He said it didn't make any sense. Was pretty angry about it too. Said we tried to trick him or something.
Ernesto se sienta todo el santo día a beber cerveza con los amigotes.
Did you show this to Abby? Well, when the Lord gives you fish, you make ceviche.
Ay, yo me moriría de aburrimiento si tuviera que sentarme a pescar todo el día. Al menos con esto uno hace catarsis. Así libero frustración para no...
Bet you've never seen anything like this, huh? This is my last one. Sold the rest to that commander fella. He was a little intense, but hey, he bought all my stock, didn't he? Well, except this one. Runs smooth, never breaks down. It's a real beaut, isn't it?
Well...
No, I'm serious. My wife here, she hasn't been the same since the accident. But the gentle hum, Helps her relax.
I'm glad.
Esto uno hace catarsis. Así.
Have you seen my husband or my daughter?
I don't think so. Where did you last see them?
They spend their nights with the stars, sparkling and waving at me. But in the morning, they travel to the river.
Oh.
I usually see them shining there. But the storm muddled the waters. I know they're down there. I know they are.
Ah, the engine shit the bed.
So where are the oars?
Back at the house.
I'm not even going to ask.
Well, look. Maybe we can use our hands, you know? Like paddles to...
Tomas Ortega. You get your ass in the water and start swimming.
This is my favorite shirt.
Should I bury you in it?
I know it sounds silly given everything that's happened, but I'd really like to...
¿Cómo te fue hoy? Estuviste tomando muestras de suelo en el noreste, ¿verdad?
Sí, el nivel de mercurio fue un poco menor que la vez pasada. Es una buena noticia.
Claro, tal vez la lluvia está purificando todo. ¡Por fin!
Y hablando de lluvias, ¿qué pasó con nuestro pronóstico que suele ser tan acertado?
Eso estamos tratando de descubrir. Fue una granizada completamente inesperada. Ni los satélites ni ninguna estación meteorológica mostró nada. Y de un momento a otro, el Armagedón.
Always nice to see fresh faces in town. Good for the mind to know that our little corner of the world isn't forgotten. Also good for the wallet, if you'd maybe take a look at what we have for sale up at the general store.
Murieron por tu culpa. Se suponía que debías estar atento al clima.
Estuve observando todo el tiempo. Maldita sea, la tormenta salió de la nada.
¿Qué clase de excusa es esa?
Estabas en la cubierta, viste el cielo. Estaba despejado y al minuto siguiente, ya no. Te sorprendió igual que a los demás.
The jungle takes what it wants. Hard to get it to give up its secrets, but I found one, I think.
You have?
The village has many layers. You peel one back and find another, and another.
It does seem to have quite the history.
Sometimes I wonder if it hasn't been here in one way or another since the beginning of time. You seem different than the others.
Which others?
All of them. Men looking for oil, gold, taking whatever they can.
Continue to restrict the distribution of supplies. When we come through the area, it's better for everyone if your people are more concerned with their next meal or their child's fever, rather than with what's happening outside the village. As promised, once our investigation in the area is complete, we will provide monthly rations equal to double what you currently receive from care for 24 months, provided you keep up your end of the bargain. Cordially, Estela Diaz, Director of Community Outreach Programs, Order of Trinity.
Omar, they've been working all night.
And? Isn't that what they're paid for? Get lost.
It's on...
Shit, no.
Now fuck off and let me watch the damn game.
What is that?
Sure would be great to get these thieves out of here.
Everything all right?
No, it's all terrible, as usual. These pillagers come to town, hire us to dig up our own relics, don't even pay us a living wage.
And then they run off with them and profit.
We are all desperate here. There's no work since Porvenir pulled out. We're sitting ducks.
And I imagine the storm hasn't helped matters.
What little we had is gone or underwater. I don't know what to do anymore.
I have some experience with these kinds of people. Maybe I can help.
I don't know what good it'll do. Did I catch your name?
Lara.
I'm Victor. If you want to talk to Omar, the executive lead tormentor in charge of theft and pillaging, he's in there.
Thanks.
Be careful. He doesn't like to be challenged.
Piss off, you're spoiling the reception.
Omar?
Who are you? Looking for work? Well, you're out of luck. We have enough people. Marco's in charge of HR now anyway.
Yes, thank you. Do you know where he is?
Where else? The bar.
Find someone to replace you. What? Those sites are dangerous, Marco. Anything can happen.
I'm looking for Marco.
Why? For what?
I just want to talk to him.
He doesn't want any trouble.
I'm not looking for trouble. I'm looking for work.
Work? Oh, yeah. Yeah, sure.
So, you're Marco?
Tell me Omar didn't send you here to mess with me? If any of those animals hurts my son, I'll...
Marco, I'm not with Omar. Believe me. What's this about your son?
I blew out my knee, so Omar took Pablo to replace me at the dig site. Said I was HR now and that it was my job to find a replacement. Otherwise...
Otherwise, he'd keep working your son.
Yeah. I'm worried he's just gonna keep Pablo up there, even if I bring him someone.
Well, it's a good thing you've just hired someone.
You? Really? You do that?
We wouldn't want to disappoint the boss, would we?
Thank you. If you see Pablo, please tell him I'm here.
Two years I've been working up to never to ask her out. I finally do, and now, who is that guy anyway?
I know it sounds silly.
Y si gano yo, tú me compras un avión. Bien. Cara yo gano. Cruz, tú pierdes. Cara, no. Bruno, siempre haces eso. Siempre caes. Es trampa. Mejor me compras los coches ya.
Don't get many tourists through here.
Oh, I'm not a tourist. I mean, I'm a researcher.
Oh. Well, still. Wish you could have seen this place 20 years ago. It was booming, vibrant, full of life, and so optimistic for the future. Pfft, optimistic. Gullible more like it.
What happened?
Porvenir happened. Big oil company out of Lima. They came in here, bought up the town, gave everyone jobs. They even planned to build condominiums across the river there, until the bottom fell out.
The oil crash.
Now we limp by on the scraps they left behind. Shame you're not a tourist. Tourists bring money. Archaeologists just take.
Did you hear? They're forcing our kids to work now.
Poor Pablo.
We should do something. Those guys have pushed Marco so hard, he can barely walk.
If we don't do something, it'll only get worse.
¿Tuviste noticias de tu hija últimamente?
¿Krista? Ah, está bien. Yo solo quisiera que viviera más cerca, pero...
Este sitio no puede ofrecerle nada, lo sé. Pero eso es temporal, Dayan. Es lo que intentamos cambiar, ¿no?
¿Quién eres y qué hiciste con Rico? ¿Cuándo te volviste tan optimista?
No sé. Creo que me gusta la dirección en la que Abigail nos está llevando.
Cuando terminemos aquí, la casa comunitaria necesita reparaciones.
¿De nuevo? ¿Qué pasa ahora? ¿El techo? ¿Los cimientos?
La pared trasera está goteando según León. El hoyo es más pequeño esta vez.
Supongo que debemos agradecer por eso.
Haven't seen you around here before.
I just got in, but I won't be staying long.
Don't let how it looks fool you. This is a good place. Difficult, but good.
Your garden seems to have survived the storm.
Luck and hard work. A lot of people pitched in to grow it, so they all came to protect it too.
This is a dedication to Suppay, god of death and ruler of Urqu Pasha, the Incan underworld. It entreats him to come forth with his legions of demons and to converge on this site, where the local people will do him honor with written poems extolling his greatness or offerings of food and drink. By paying him the respect he deserves in this way, the local people pray he will only take those he must, and not harm any others of their community unnecessarily. What is that? Oh my god.
Please, help me.
Are you okay?
You're coming after me?
Are you Pablo?
Yes.
It's okay. Your father sent me. He's at Abby's. Go meet him there. I'll take care of these guys.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Get out of here. Doesn't sound good.
Get back to work. I'm sorry, I don't know what else you wanted. I can't order you to stay late.
I think there's a way you can moderate that.
Shit.
What the hell got into him? He used to bring us 10 people a week.
You ask me, it's that brother of his. Always unionization this and justice that. Wow, wow, wow.
Fucking snowflake.
Somebody call fucking break? Because I'm pretty fucking sure no one called break. Get back to work. I'm sorry, I don't know what else you wanted. I can't order you to stay late.
I think there's a way you can moderate that.
Shit.
What the hell got into him? He used to bring us 10 people a week.
You ask me, it's that brother of his. Always unionization this and justice that. Wow, wow, wow.
Are the fines here even worth it?
They are on the black market.
True, almost 100% markup, or whatever we get for them.
Generators.
using mud to evade us!
refuse to sit still for this.
This is the last straw! Step back!
You'd better let him go. Now! You can't hide behind your guns anymore!
Back to work or he dies! We refuse to let you threaten us! You think he's bluffing?
You're just a lousy bunch of thieves!
I mean it! I'll tell him!
You finally pushed us too far!
Back off! Release him or else! That's it! No more fucking around!
I'm sure we can persuade what's-her-name, Abby, to fly us out of here.
That's okay. Something's off here.
Not as much. Not alone here.
This isn't right.
We're taking casualties! Stay together.
Jesus. Need to get to the bottom of this.
Kill anything that moves!
Covering weak side. Gotta check that.
I'll stop here! Hold her off! He's dead already! He's dead! Cover me! You might as well just give up! Stop shooting! Let me check it out! Where the fuck did she go?
Knew you could handle this shit. I deserve a closer look. Look, I get it. You can't handle it when it gets messy.
All right. Need to get back to the village. Gather your things, I go back to the village.
Bless you.
Thank you.
I don't have enough space for that. This knife is a cheap plastic replica of those traditionally used to sacrifice llamas in the Inti Raimi or Sun God Festival. It was also occasionally used to perform trepanning surgery. The Inca believed that cutting a hole in the skull could relieve pressure to cure some diseases.
Did you see him?
Pablo?
Yeah, he was running toward Abby's.
Good, I hope he's okay.
All full up. Can't carry any more. All full up. Can't carry any more. All full up. Can't carry any more. Miss Ortiz, thank you for your recent inquiry. A water quality index, WQI, was calculated for river sites surrounding the village of Kuwaq Yaku from the samples you provided, and results have shown that the river sites should be classified as bad water quality. The results of the study have shown large-scale impacts that include siltation, chemical pollution, and heavy metal pollution. Turbidity and total solids exceeded the environmental limits. Water of high turbidity, hazy, murky water, cannot be used as potable water, and the high total solids also imply that it cannot be used as irrigation water as well, as this will damage infrastructure. It is most likely that any subsistence fishing that took place before is no longer possible at the affected river sites, thereby impacting negatively on people's livelihoods. Similarly, pH was in the high alkaline range as well as COD. These parameters were indicative of some chemical pollution in the river. The pH, that is alkaline, hard water, is corrosive and can damage plumbing equipment and clothes. High levels of fluoride in the water poses the risk of diseases such as dental and skeletal fluorosis. The presence of pathogenic bacteria such as Salmonella also represents an immediate health risk for the local community. Impossible. I can't carry any more. Traditionally woven from fabric and stuffed with reeds and grains, the burial dolls are frequently shown holding something in their hand, like a musical instrument or a ball of yarn. In this instance, the doll is holding a toddler, perhaps signifying that the deceased was a mother. But this one is made from modern materials. I suppose Paul Veneer could have made it as a promotional toy.
¿Ya está averiado ese alternador? Sí.
Si gano yo,
I know it sounds.
Pablo told me what you did. I don't know what to say, apart from thank you.
Of course.
You know, many years ago when my grandfather was still a boy, men came here and tried to cut down the wilderness around the village. Everyone was afraid to stand up to them, except my grandfather. A 15-year-old boy with an empty gun stood on the edge of the village and held back machines and men twice his size.
Sometimes the courage of one person can outweigh the cowardice of dozens.
I still have the gun he used to hold them back. I'd like you to have it, as a symbol of courage and my gratitude.
Don't you want to give that to Pablo?
My boy wants to be a doctor, like his mother. Say, what's your name anyway?
Lara.
I'll have a new story to tell now, Lara. Thanks again.
Can't carry more.
This village was once under the wing and watchful eye of the condor, but we let the eagle chase her away.
I'm not sure I understand.
Neither do I. We lost ourselves in our pursuit of things. Thought we'd be happier with coins in our pockets, but the eagle took that away as well.
All full up.
Oh,
Can't carry any more.
Just grab it and stuff the cherry bomb up its... No. Does it even have one of those? How else is it gonna ship? No, I don't wanna do it. It's mean. Let's just blow up pineapples instead. Well, what do we tell Javier? Tell him we got a new pet? Cool.
Someone has barricaded the path. May Waiter's desire for power be sated by the time we follow him to the afterlife. Looks like the bridge is out.
Oh god, no!
This room has fared better than the rest of the cavern, it seems.
tormenta como la última y el río se...
This describes something nearby. Take a deep breath and find me right under another's nose.
¿Cómo te fue hoy? ¿Estuviste tomando muestras de
¿Dónde te refugiaste de la granizada de ayer?
Hey, new here? You should talk to Abigail. She insists on meeting all the newcomers.
You mean Abby? We've met. She's been very helpful.
Ah, that's our Abigail. Always ready to fix a generator or stop an argument. She's our de facto mayor, unofficial general store owner, half of the volunteer fire department. And trust me, you don't want to get into a fistfight with her.
I wonder how she gets all that on her business card. Okay, well, good luck with everything. All full up. Can't carry any more. This is a little bit unusual. It shows herds of sheep, llamas, and goats. But one farmer wouldn't usually tend 3 distinct herds like this. That one llama, alone on the hill, that must be Urcuchillay, the Incan god who watches over animals. Urcuchillay was often depicted as a llama. This is a dedication from all the local herders to the one who protects their flocks, thanking Urcuchillay for the preservation of their livelihood. This is a promotional model of an oil derrick made out of cheap plastic and copper. There is a logo for a company called Porvenir on the base of it. Impossible. I can't carry any more. A dragon. This must be depicting Pachamama, the Incan goddess of motherhood, earth, and time. She presided over fertility, the harvest, and planting. Her body was the mountains, and she was also the cause of earthquakes. People used to make miniature pieces of clothing with highly intricate designs solely for the purpose of burning them in dedication to her. That would account for the scorch marks on the floor. And those brown stains must be llama blood, another popular sacrifice. The walls are porous. The oil must be seeping through. Here they come. When the caverns begin to howl, a warrior must descend to ease the torment. If one cannot be sacrificed, then all will die. The elders of the village have lied to us. There is no beast underground. The howling we hear is only the wind rushing out through small caves leading to the surface. They've used fear to control us for too long. Once I make my way out of this infernal sweat bath, I will throw their lies at their feet. Votan is an ancient Maya god of war and death. So old, he is rumored to have been old even before the beginning of time itself. He is usually depicted as having no teeth and being colored entirely black. Little is known about him, except that he likes to smoke pungent cigars. Interestingly, he is also the god who invented drumming. God of death. I'll have to get over there. There's my way across. a way to unblock the shutters. Something's holding it in place. I'll need more power. There must be a way to unblock the shutters. Now to get that other pendulum moving. Howling. Time to get out of here. All full up. Can't carry any more. I don't know how they can gossip so cheerfully when we've lost so much. I'm sorry. Wait, you're not Mariela. No, I'm just, so sorry to bother you.
I'm kind of tired of her looking over my shoulder.
This is the story of local caverns rumored to be haunted. Ghostly noises coming from deep within the bowels of the earth. No one who's entered the caves has ever returned. Mysterious sounds, something between the booming of thunder and the howling of dogs, and a mysterious light glowing within.
Someone needs to tell Abby.
El tiempo que tarde haciendo
I've got some stuff to trade if you're looking.
¡Mierda!
Jonah, I found Incan ruins, but I think the foundation of the temple is older.
Yeah, Abby remembered where she saw that symbol. It's inside the temple somewhere.
Great. Tell her thank you for me.
I'm right here. You can thank me by not breaking anything.
I'll be right there, Lara.
Coniraya, the Incan god of the moon. He was relatively low in status, so he didn't have a mate. This tells the story of how he reshaped his sperm into the form of a fruit, which impregnated the goddess Kuwaq when she ate it. His pregnancy came as quite a surprise since Kuwaq was a virgin. But when her son was born, the boy immediately solved the question of his paternity by crawling right towards Coniraya. Kuwaq was so humiliated by Coniraya's low standing that she fled with her son to Peru, where they turned into coastal rocks.
I can hear them calling from under the earth. The voices. The old gods.
Maybe you just need to rest.
No. See for yourself. See where the breath of the gods rises from the womb of the earth. Listen to their pained howls.
I hadn't noticed that. Where is this breath?
You'll see. You'll hear it. Perhaps you can ease their suffering.
I don't have enough space for that. Trinity's really on edge. Still, if they're here, they're ahead of us. At least it means I'm on some sort of track. If Dominguez is right, and the sun is dying, I have to get to that box before he does. A fire! Someone must be around. Hello?
Jonah! Miguel! Can you hear me? Where are you?
This is the flight log from our plane. Miguel made notes about the long-term weather forecast. Warm, hot, and dry for the next 3 days. Highs in the low 30s, mostly clear skies with nothing but light rain expected. Based on his other entries, if Miguel had thought the chances of a severe storm were better than half, he wouldn't have flown us at all. But there was no storm predicted, let alone something serious. In the early 19th century, this was used to measure the angle between an astronomical object and the horizon for the purposes of celestial navigation. There's an inscription here. To my son, Jack, may you never lose sight of your horizons. The monogram reads PHF. That has to stand for Percival Harrison Fawcett. Cusco belongs to Hernando Pizarro, rightful representative of the Spanish crown. Diego de Almagro has been captured. Rodrigo Orgones is dead, and the rest of their heretic forces routed. We made a crossing over the mountains and appeared on the coast outside of Cusco. Orgones marched to meet us at Cachupampa, a poor choice for his cavalry. His falconets threw Gonzalo's infantry charge into disorder, but the swampy ground prevented his seasoned cavaliers from true advantage. Our imperial arquebusier breached the river and unleashed hellfire on the opposition. Pizarro and Orgones led their respective cavalries, each merging to a single charging column, all of the men yelling, and met at full gallop. I had never seen such a thing. Somewhere in the chaos of battle, Orgones was shot and unhorsed and killed. They say the coward Almagro retreated from the battlefield atop an ass. Fitting. Excerpt from Alonso Luis's journal. Careful, careful. Wonder where this will lead. "30th of May. This morning we entered uncharted territory, leaving the sun-bleached bones of dead horse camp behind. It seems the tables have turned on Raleigh, almost quite literally. His bandaged leg has slowed his pace and made him the tail of our party. When Father notices, he slows, turning around to give us both an encouraging smile. His overly eager step betrays his calm demeanor as he rushes past us at the sight of every nearing turn, ridge, or embankment. May Urqu be the one to chart the path from this life to the next, so that we may all travel safely. What do we have here? There must be a way out of here. That's got to be the way up. This seems to describe a hidden chamber nearby. August 9th. I am leaving this page here to assuage any mystery should the rest of this quest prove as fatal for me as it has been for my party. My name is Jack Fawcett. I set out from Cuyaba, Mato Grosso on the 20th of April, 1925 with my father, Percival Harrison Fawcett, and my best and longtime friend, Raleigh Rimmel, in search of Zed. I am the only one left. My father was lost to a pair of fierce jungle cats and Raleigh to blunder. I myself am worse for wear but refuse to give up. My father believed we are close to Zed and so do I. So leaving two graves behind me, I will push west still with the hope that I am not walking to my own end. A depiction of Urqu, god of death and ruler of Mitnel, the ninth and most horrible level of the Maya version of hell. One thing Urqu enjoyed doing was dressing in putrefying flesh and visiting the surface to prey upon the living. According to legend, the only way to save yourself from him was to scream and yell like you were in unbearable agony. He'd assume you were already being tortured by one of his minions and leave you alone. How appropriate that his harbinger demon was a screech owl named Muon. I'll need to lift the statue somehow. Represent one of the lords of Xibalba. Those charged with crimes are brought here, and they battle under the watchful gaze of the gods, the only infallible judges. Those proven innocent may leave, but the guilty are killed and thrown to Xibalba. Amazing. Is this a pocket top court? Need to find a way to lift the ladder. Can't do much until I get that ladder raised. of May. Over a month has passed since our expedition departed from Cuyaba. We have consumed our provisions methodically thus far, and continue to be in high spirits. Father's age shows when we're on foot. A few times now I have caught Raleigh looking over his shoulder and back at us to make sure we're still keeping up. Father always returns a look with a smile and saying he'll soon be the one in the lead. Think this is the way out. I'll need to find a way to raise the ladder to get the cart under it. And in the moment the gods were satisfied Metnal did not kill his wife, a pelican landed at the accused's feet. This stunned those in attendance. This was a seabird, hardly ever seen this far inland. The representatives of the gods decided to see what the bird meant to do. It circled Metnal, flapping its wings and squawking softly, and then it opened its mouth and a half-eaten fish landed at Metnal's feet. This was understood by all as a sign of Metnal's guilt, and he was quickly executed. Well, that's a bit of progress. this ladder isn't as rotten as it looks. Find a way out. This camera belongs to the X700 line. Sam had one of those. I was so jealous. It's just the thing you'd want for an expedition to find a lost monument or civilization. This is proof that there were people coming here as recently as the 1980s. Even when modernity scoffs at them, some legends still manage to inspire people. The lens is cracked. Almost looks as though it was hit by a projectile of some type. My dear Nina, once again the attempt to write is fraught with difficulty. However, those flies and bees and bugs galore that I wrote of before, all of those pinhead-sized stinging horrors, would have been a welcome attrition now that I faced down tooth and claw. I fought bravely, but the confrontation did not go in my favor. I will spare you the details out of compassion and not egotism. My wounds have been packed with yarrow and are stable, but I can feel infection in the blood. If you are reading this, then you know I have not survived this place. I instructed Jack not to go on. We lost young Rimmel a few weeks ago. This place, Nina, is not meant for the likes of men, and I will not rob you of a son as I have a husband. I'm tired now. Jack is sleeping by the fire, and I am certain that when he awakes, I will have slipped into my own slumber. I love you, Nina. Good night, Percy. have enough space for that. Every part of the world seems to have its own mythical, forest-dwelling bipedal creature. Around here, it's known as the Sisamite, the guardian of the forest. Described as large and ape-like, it's rumored to kill male humans on sight, but takes the females to its cave for mating purposes. Miguel? Sixth of June. Father's outward enthusiasm is at an all-time high, though I have doubts. In the middle of the night, I have caught the whites of his eyes reflecting moonlight, his stare vacantly locked to the stars. Were it not for all the stories he has shared of the Amazon in the past, I would mistake his gaze as regretful, even mournful. Perhaps it is simply these insects making their way through our head nets causing him such consternation. First of August. Tonight, sleep escapes us. The jungle is angry and the moon is uncooperative. The human imagination wanders endlessly in the dark this deep. I can hear the jungle's breath ruffling behind my ears, its low growl shaking the very ground we lay on, its manic energy rustling through the trees above. Rest has become the lead on our search, finding us at the most inopportune time. I've caught Father dozing off mid-step, and his hand barely clutching his walking stick. We run out of food and are sustained almost entirely by gathered berries and rainwater. The both of us are far too unyielding to give up. I fear the very stubbornness that led us to this point may also be that which leads us to our early graves. all full up. Can't carry any more. Within lies Rally Rimmel, friend, 1925. There's a little more. Beware, traps ahead. No one's been through here in years. May Remax be the first voice we hear in the afterlife, and may her stories comfort us. This skull is deformed, flatter and longer than what we consider normal. Some people believe this is evidence the Inca were contacted by extraterrestrials, but it's more likely the result of head binding, a human practice of deformation so ancient it predates written history. It also has evidence of trepanation, a medical procedure in which a hole is carved in the skull. I should be able to reach the sarcophagus now. Shit, I'll have to keep climbing. All full up. Can't carry any more. The heathen emperor begged for his life to be spared. He offered the Spanish crown a room of 3 by 6 varas to be filled once over with gold and twice with silver. The crown, with great and undue benevolence, accepted this offer. Within 2 months, the ransom had been paid. The idolater, however, could not be trusted. When the cursed plans of his general's surprise attack were exposed, Atahualpa fell to his knees, begging for mercy. His fate would be decided by fair trial, as the right of any man in the Spanish Empire. He was found guilty and sentenced to die, but before the execution he accepted the Lord and will be welcomed in the heavens above. Excerpt from an objective account of Pizarro in Peru, by Ochoa Aceves. All full up. Can't carry any more. have enough space for that. I don't have enough space for that. This depicts the Incan god Kon. He was the son of Inti, the sun god, and Pachamama, the moon goddess. Kon was in charge of the wind and the rain, although in some legends he was only in charge of the weather that came from the south, while his brother Pachacamac was in charge of weather that came from the north. Cinnabar was used in the ancient past for producing a bright orange pigmentation on ceramics, murals, tattoos, and in religious ceremonies. This describes something nearby. 2 serpents guard life and death. I lie trapped within their eternal struggle. This is great. The canopa serves as a receptacle for offerings of cocoa and animal tallow. The stuffed canopa is thrown into the farmer's field at the start of the harvest season as a gift for Pachamama, the mother god. It is said, if the present is accepted, the farmer will yield large crops in a successful breeding season. These 2 gods are the rulers of the Maya underworld, Xibalba, literally the place of fright. Vucub Kakwish, whose name means 7 macaw, was a monstrous bird who is said to carry the false sun in his beak. His subordinate was Hunkame, which means 1 death. They are both defeated and killed by the hero twins after challenging them to various sports and games in which both sides cheated. Vucub Kakwish lost his game of darts when the hero twins used blowpipes. Whatever weapon these were attached to has rusted away in the jungle's humidity. There's something etched on them. Can barely make it out. P.H. Percy Fawcett. But we must be thousands of kilometers from his last known position. I'll have to climb to make it across. This gear is early 20th century. That starched shirt Fawcett may be getting all the attention, but I know his time is almost up. The world will remember the Timothy Walker as the man who finally found the lost city of El Dorado. We've set up camp in a canyon. It was a grueling journey to get this far. We'll rest here a few days, get our bearings. Some of the men need patching up, and I wouldn't mind one good night's sleep. The men say something came through the camp last night. The jungle is getting to them. I keep telling them that we're close and we need to keep it together. One of the scouts has found a temple of some kind up ahead. We'll start construction of bridges and ladders this morning and head out from camp this afternoon.
someone there.
What an incredible sight. All full up. Can't carry any more. Impossible. I can't carry any more. Damn this place. Damn this forsaken jungle. It holds a jewel just out of reach and then sweeps your legs out from under you. We've almost made it across that bottomless pit. Some kind of altar beckons from the other side, under a giant stone face that seems to mock our efforts. Something attacked the camp. Some men claimed it was panthers. Others said something more sinister. Half the crew insist on abandoning the expedition. I had to dress one man down, made an example of him. All I need is one more day. One more lousy day. Up ahead. Have to find a way across the cenote. They must have abandoned this place in the middle of building it. Must be a climbing path somewhere to reach the altar. Under the watchful eye of one of the Lords of Death lies the gate to Xibalba, where all must travel when transitioning from this life to the next. "18th of July. I awoke this morning at the sight of my father wringing his handkerchief tightly between his two hands. Wide-eyed and unblinking, he stared in Raleigh's direction. Raleigh had passed. Infection had set into his wounds days ago, and shortly after, fever took hold. Between fits of cold sweats, laboured groans of pain, and demented ramblings, Raleigh had somehow been able to insist on forging ahead. Father had tried to reason with him, telling him to turn back, to let us carry the torch, but Raleigh made it clear. Turning our backs on him would have been leaving him there to die. We forged ahead. We were as far away from civilization as we had ever been, and we foolishly continued to trudge forward. So long, old friend. All full up. Can't carry any more.
será mejor que esa maldita novela.